Well, hey guys, welcome back. I am just returning from a road trip about a week ago. Went all over the Northeast. There'll be lots of cool videos coming up from that. And I was sick before that, and I was sick after that, so I'm way behind on reviews, trying to catch up. Today we're taking a look at the MTH HO scale cab forward locomotive. This is a Proto 3 DC DCC DCS equipped locomotive. MSRP $599.95. You can obviously get discounts available at brick and mortar hobby shops and online retailers, but we're going to see what you get in the box starting next. Alright, MTH has that nice orange and black box and glossy appearance. You've got inside for paperwork, DCC, DCS switch located on the tender there. Talks about that. You got a quick start guide. A whole manual online is available. This is a quick start guide to get you going, and a manual about DCS. Talks about what all it can do. That is MTH's proprietary system. Does cool stuff like quillable whistles. That's my favorite. I've got the DCS Commander. Works pretty well. So in the box here, MTH smoke fluid, Proto smoke as they call it. You've got a hex key and traction tires. You've got another set of drive wheels and some couplers. Then you got the locomotive and tender itself. We will pull these out of the box and see what they entail here. I'll go ahead and start with the locomotive. Got a matte black finish on the Loco, very, very heavy die cast. And then you've got the tender here. MTH really makes some quality products, and you can tell the quality's there, die cast overall, and nice build to these. Let's take a closer look at detail. All right, let's swing this locomotive around, take a close look at the details. You do have cab interior installed along with cab figures. Probably a little hard to see from this angle, but you can see cab sunshades. Cab forward locomotives basically mean that the exhaust was in the rear and the cab goes this way. So you're moving towards the same direction as the cab versus the cab trailing the smoke. The idea was to keep smoke out of the crew's windows, outside the cab. So that is why they came up with cab forward locomotives. 4138 is the number on this. They do have a existing cab forward at the California State Railroad Museum under a different number. But you've got metal couplers, separately applied grab irons on the front. You've got crew access ladders. You've got classification lights and a headlight right here, a number board right in the middle. You got a cab window sunshade. You've got detail on the firebox on the side here, plumbing running along the side to the drivers. A little zoomed in here so you can see a little better. As we work towards the front, you got the boiler dome, sand domes up top, dynamo back here. You've got some valves, throttle along the side, separately applied. You've got builder's plates, smokestack, and then eccentric crank and all the side rod detail along with the drivers there at the bottom. One thing you can probably notice right here is this 4-prong connection. This is MTH's new connection between the tender and the locomotive. Personally, I love it. Very easy to connect. It's actually 2 prongs with 2 different settings, but you see there's 4 prongs there, so you can have a close setting or a setting a little further away. Deck plates hanging down here, but that swings up and would connect, and we'll show that later. You've got the large deck area with safety tread. You've got pretty firm handrails there. And then all of the detail on the smoke box door on the rear of the locomotive. Normally I would say the front, throwing me off a little bit, but it is the rear on a cab forward. More detail on the other side there. Really, really nicely done. Alright, on the tender you got Southern Pacific, nice and clear, legible load limits on the bottom there under the S and the O. Got some handrail details, water hatches, nice wood plating wood decking on the top there, nicely detailed. Rear light. Got rivet detail along the side, nice truck detail. Proto 3 couplers. Proto Max couplers, those are remotely controlled couplers through functions. Very convenient if you're picking up and dropping off on remote areas of the layout. And you've got crew access ladders. And some more of the same detail on the other side. And there's a front view of the tender. Got a little bit of smushiness on the ladders. I can straighten that out. Looks like it may have just had a slight smush in the container. Just a quick follow-up on the ladder. Very, very durable material. I just simply pulled it out a little bit. Now it's straight and good to go. So no problems there either. When we were unboxing, we talked about the switch on the tender. You can do DCC or DCS. I've got both, but DCC is what I usually run. DCS is great for features like coilable whistle and easy functioning on the DCS Commander, or if you get a DCS TIU system. All right, I've applied track power, and we're going to hit F3, which starts up the locomotive. I'm on MTH's website, typed in the item number, and it brings up under the features page a list of functions from 0 to F28, and we'll just go over a few. So here's F3 for startup. So 1 is bell here. 2 whistle. Oh, that sounds really, really good. F4 is passenger freight announcements. I will get to those later.
Another night in Sparks and we'll mark up for a run back to Roseville.
Or now. But there you go. There's cab chatter and passenger freight announcements there. Lights, F5. Turn on the number board lights, which you can see very clearly because it's a nice white LED there. F6, master volume, brings down or up. F7's front coupler activation. And F8 is rear coupler. In this case, it just has a rear coupler for Proto Max installed out of the box. F9 is forward signal. F10 is reverse signal, which is simply 2 and 3 whistles respectively.
You'll need sandwich for that steep grade.
11 is grade crossing. F12 is smoke, which you can have on and off for this review. F13 is the volume of smoke. Then you've got extended startup and shutdown sequences, labor chuff, drift chuff, Doppler, single horn blast, engine sounds, brake sounds, cab chatter, and then resetting all the features is F28. So
that'd be a nice run, and the weather should be good tomorrow.
Fully functioned decoder there. We're going to go ahead and move this now at 128 speed steps. Just 1 through 5 to see how it operates. All right, we're going to test some speed steps here, starting with 1. There's 2 speed steps. You see the synchronized puffing smoke there at the right of your screen. 3. There's 3 speed steps. 4 and 5. Go forward here. There's 1 speed step. Pretty smooth. There's 2 speed steps. There's 3 speed steps. 4. And 5. You may also notice the smoke is coming out of both smokestacks. I'm going to go to DCS mode and show you some of the features, or the main feature of DCS I like, which is quillable whistle, so we'll do that right now. By far my favorite feature of DCS. Just so you can see how it works, I simply hit A1. You'll get the dash dash, and then this becomes your quill. Then you have everything else on DCS, which just makes it easy because you don't have to remember functions, forward signal, volume up, start up, shut down, lights. Everything's right here labeled out for you and easy to handle. All right, we're going to check pulling test right now. All over the place. So we'll just go with the bottom number, a little slow pull, 4.5, which is over 60 cars. It probably pulls better than that, to be honest, but that pull test gauge just goes all over the place, so you can expect about 60 cars. All right, so we're going to weigh this locomotive with the tender. Only way you can really run this anyway. It's massive. It's 1.105 kilograms, that's 2.43 pounds, 2 pounds, 6.8 ounces, 38.8 ounces, 1,100 grams. So almost 2.5 pounds of locomotive and tender in this duo. Coupler height check seems to be dead on. These are Proto Max couplers on the rear though, so that can cause a problem. You don't have just the right coupler height. Proto Max couplers are a little picky because they're sometimes narrower than the regular couplers depending on which coupler you're dealing with. Front one is low. Well guys, that's going to wrap up the review of the MTH HO scale cab forward. As you can see, pretty cool locomotive, very heavy, good pulling power, nice details, cab figures installed. Not much more you can ask for, LEDs. I'm going to leave you with a run by of this locomotive on my layout, and we'll see you next time right here on my channel. Take care.